From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Lion. Hey, boys, we got four down. Here we go. Lady! Check your hot read.
Now a first carry for Johnny Bernard. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Two times. Hey, we got three. Here we go. 120. For Tokyo. Gold. Watch twist.
Now a carry for Bernard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
There we go. Nice play, baby. Come on now.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Great. Go. 120.
On play action, it's Wentz. Now he steps away. He may try and run for this. And now running right through it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
82.
Wentz now on 1st down. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
49's the mic. Watch 49.
Now Bernard. And down to the 36-yard line here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Strong right. Here we go. Blue 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
What's this?
On play action, Wentz. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. In for the score. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Patriot! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Allen. McKinnon here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Here they come. Hot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Whip. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Flushed out right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Detroit! Over!
On 1st down, Allen. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
45, Mike, 45. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
57. Mike, 57. Now watch run. Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Switch!
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with a
Bang! Let's go! Watch the safety creep! Back 99 Philly, here we go! Tighten up. Watch him now, Barney! Gun!
On second down, here's Allen. It's caught left side by John Brown. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. This is first and goal from about the 8.
Watch him now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Leopard! Hey, switch gears. Gun! Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Watch him now, Barney! Switch!
From the gun, it's Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Pick, baby! Pick! All day! Pass!
And out now, here come the Bengals.
Sunday.
They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you run into big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
For Tokyo! 4 down! Hey, ram!
They'll run it here with Bernard. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Dragon! We got 3. Go. 180! What's your son? Spud! Sunday! No! For Tokyo! Check 15. For Tokyo! My son!
Wentz now to throw.
Shift!
Eluding the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Nick Perry. in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Kevin Huber now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
All right, now, lucky 56.
What do you think?
Lucky
Yeah,
56.
I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Allen throwing on second down. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Here we go, here we go. Blue 80. Good chip.
They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. The tackle is made by Micah Hyde.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Go. Blue 80. Great, great. It's been a long day for you.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. He sets to fire deep. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for Cincinnati. 54 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there.
Here we go, here we go.
We keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of...
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Carson Wentz, his second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Over!
Allen now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Watch you now, Barney.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Being chased out left. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Ram. There we go. Back man. 180. 49's the mic. Sunday. Watch the pass.
They'll begin here with Bernard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Right back to him on 1st down. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Sunday. 49's the mic. Watch 49. Lion.
Play action. Now Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Gordon. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Switch it. Come on, switch it. 5-2 is the mic. Mike 5-2.
To throw on 2nd down, Allen. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher.
Right, now,
a really
56.
nice run.
Lucky 56. Black 99 Philly, here we go. Over.
Now Allen looking to throw on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Mike 52, Mike 52. What's the curl? What's the curl? What's the curl? Check. Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And he fires one, but incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Tyson. 81. Lion.
On second down, here's Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Lion.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Now Brown. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
Detroit! Gun! Watch him now, Barney!
1st down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He's going to go up top for the end, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Mike's 49. 81.
Wentz will try again on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
For Tokyo. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Here's Bernard. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go. Tight ends Ringo. Sunday. Tight ends on the Ringo. What's your son? 4 down. Check. 4 down. Liz. 82.
Wentz to throw on second down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Watch it now, Barney.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And his throw is incomplete. Zay Jones was the intended receiver. And it's second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On third down, Allen. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Elsewhere at Arrowhead, they're in the third quarter. The Jets continuing to pour it on. They're opening the lead up even further. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ram. Dragon.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here we go. 120. Hey, Ram.
Again, here's Bernard. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got his man, Boyd. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage, and that's exactly what he got done there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Come on now. Come on now.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
4 down. Check, check. Tight on the right. Go. 120. 82.
From midfield, here's Wentz. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. Wentz now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey. You got 3. Wrap.
On the toss, Bernard. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Up to make the play defensively, Tre'Davious White. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Bucky Hodges, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Bills. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Watch it now, Barney.
And here's Allen on 1st and 10. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Watch it now, Barney.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Left side completion to Jones. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Man 5-7. Hey, we're good, we're good.
They'll run again with Bernard. Try to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
3 down.
On play action, Wentz. Forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
49's the mic. Rip, rip. Come on, baby. At least 5-7.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Go. Blue 80. Mike's 49.
Now a handoff looking right. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Back man. Blue 80.
Throwing is Wentz. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Malik Jefferson in there on the stop. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. On third down, that's Wade. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Allen throwing on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Watch it now, Barney. No. Check. Patriot.
On third and long, it's Allen. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Over.
Now Allen, gotta have this one. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. A final score now from Chicago. The gap has widened there. The Packers have scored again. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for Cincinnati, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.